everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching today. So I'm going to show you how I've made what I'm calling a winged pop-up card. So I made this during my last Facebook Live. So it's got belly band closure. You don't have to have that. And then when you open this one up, you have this winged detail in this pop-up piece. I've used the Papercraft Society kit, I can't remember, 23 I think it is, I'll show you in a moment, to decorate it. I made my own pattern papers. I've used some of my accent glaze in the centres of the sunflowers and on the bees. Got lots of space to show off, you know, your beautiful pattern papers. I've used some of the leftovers that I had on the sides there, and that's a bit of embossing detail. And then on the back, you've got your space there to be able to stamp and write your message. The whole thing folds down to a 5x7 size. So like I said, that will go into an envelope. Pop it in a box envelope if you want to use the belly band as well. But I will, I'll possibly give it like this. I might just put it in a bouncy envelope actually. I'll share all those tutorials up here for you. But it's very easy to make, so let me show you how. So this is the kit. So it was the one done by Ruth and it was box 22. And it's just a beautiful sunflower one. I've done quite a few cards with this, which I've got here just to show some other examples. And I'll link these ones. There's this one here, which is this kind of concertina pop-up style that I did. Then there's this one here. And then this one, which was really popular. And that's all using the stamps and dies. So well, it'd be 4 fun fold cards that I've got. So I'll put them all into a separate playlist and I'll link that up now or towards the end of the video if I forget, and you'll be able to see those ones. So I've used a few bits and pieces. For the one that I just showed you, I used the Thank You, which is from the Creative Stamps Thank You Keyworkers stamp set. And then I've used for today, I've taken the Let's Celebrate, which is from the Creative Craft Projects Birthdays and Celebrations. On the back of that one I showed you, it was from this one here, the Woodware Hand Crafted By. And there's some really funny ones, but that was the one I loved making this card for you. So I've done a template because I think it's easiest for you to follow that with the cutting section. And I've already stamped and coloured everything because I had this left over from the Facebook Live. If you want to watch me make my own pattern paper, stamp and colour everything, check the links in the description box below and you'll be able to go and watch that Facebook Live. So first of all, you want to cut yourself a piece of 10x7 cardstock, and that's for the main card. And we're going to do this here so you can see the cutting there. Like I said, very straightforward to do. So along the 10-inch side, also I'll just mention, you can, if you don't want it to be how I've just showed you with the wing effect, you can, once you've made this part, this is just a 5x7 card blank, you can stick it inside the card blank and have that effect if you want. Okay, so you can kind of change it up a little bit as well. I just wanted to show you that. So first of all, we need to score right down through the middle. So along that long side, we're going to score at 5 inches, which I've already done. Okay, straight through the centre. You then want to fold that one in half, and you want to now pop the folded side in your scoreboard again, so it's running along the top. So I'm now going to fold this one in half, like so. We're then going to do all these red lines we will end up cutting, but you want to score them first. It's just a little bit easier. So I'm just going to sit this one in here. So the first score line is going to be at 1.5. So 1.5 here. And you're going to score down to 2.5, which is half of the 5-inch width here. So start at 1.5 and score down to 2.5. If you want to lay a ruler down next to you, you can. But I'm just going to kind of just hover over the top here of my scoreboard and I can just see there. It's best to come a little bit short because you're going to join it up in a minute anyway. So that's my first one there at 1.5. You're next then going to score at 2.5, and this time you're going to score down to 1.5. So I'm at the 2.5 marker here, down to 1.5. So again, and then down just slightly above there. We can join it up in a moment. So we've done those two, and you're just doing the same now on that end. So if you wanted to, you could flip and just do the same because they are going to be cut lines. It doesn't matter which way the or direction the score lines are in. But if you want to continue across, the next one will be at 4.5 down to 1.5, like so. And then this one, the last one, will be at 5.5 down to 2.5, like so. Okay, so if I just hold that up, you can see my score lines. Next, you want to pop it on this side. So you've now got the folded side on the left-hand side. And you're going to join these up. So you want to do a score line now at 2.5. and it should join up to the end of that. But if you've come in slightly short, which I've done, just come down to where you're near it and then pop it back on that side and just bring that score line down until it joins. And you'll see now that those two meet. Okay, so that was at 2.5 down to that one. The next one is at 1.5. So you want to hover your stylus over where the 1.5 is. I'm just not putting any pressure down yet, but then when I get to that score line, that's when I'm going to start scoring down, and again to join up to that other end of that score line. And then again, just pop it along that side if you need to join them together, like so. As you can see now where I've done that next line. And then again, if you want to flip and just do the same, because I think actually it'd be easier because you just got to hover your stylus further down here. So I'm then going to flip, and again that'd be 2.5 to join up to the end of that one, and then at 1.5 to join up with that one. Okay, so you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 like rectangles, scored rectangles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I will take photos of this. I'll take a photo of it this way and I will write the score lines here, or you can cut it all this way with your trimmer. So you could lay it in your trimmer and just trim right down when you go to cut these. But we're going to keep it folded in half, and now you can do your cutting. So I've got my scissors, and you're just going to cut down. This is the folded side here facing me. I'm cutting down nice and neatly. Pinch the cardstock together so it doesn't shift. Like I said, you might be, you know, using your trimmer for this if you want. Like so. And then to the next one. Like so. Now if we open that up, you should have something that has these slots all through. Okay, so what you want to do is, these two here are valleys, so the middle one will become a mountain. Okay, and then do the same with the opposite end. So I'm just popping that one out and then just folding those score lines. If you want to use your scoreboard to reinforce the score lines the right way, you can. Okay, and just fold that flat. You can get those all burnished and better in a moment. And then you're just going to pop up the next two, like so. And again, fold the whole thing flat, and then just go in and just burnish all of those. And now we've got that pop-up piece. So that's the bit now that you could just put straight into your 5x7 card blank if you wanted that effect. But now we're going to add the winged pieces. So you want 2 pieces of 3.5 by 7, and along the 3.5 side you're going to score at 3. There's my 2 pieces. I've scored both at 3, and then just fold and burnish that tab. And we're next going to attach these pieces onto the back here. So you can get rid of the scoreboard. Okay, so I'm going to use my quick grab glue. So just run your glue all the way down that tab there, and then you close this card up here, and you want to stick the tab so it runs with the edge of these, the top and the bottom sides there. I've just noticed I've got a mark. I'll be covering that in a minute, so that should be okay. And then when you fold that back, it will lay perfectly with the edge of the card. And now we've got our 5x7 card blank size that will fit in the envelope. Okay, and now when you open it, you'll see you start to get that wing effect on this side. So then with this one, again, just going to run my glue all the way down the side, and then we're going to stick this the same way. So I'm just going to lay this one down flat, lining it up. Fold it that way again, you can see it's with the edge of this one here. And as long as when you fold it back it joins there, then you know you've stuck it down correctly, and that one goes back as well. So again, now you can see you've got your winged pop-up card. So I've already gone ahead and done, like I said, lots of the mats and layers. So for these inside kind of wings here, I've got this star paper, and it's from this pad here, which I picked up from the range recently. I love basics. There's just some really nice background ones there. So you'll want 2 pieces, which are 2 3/4 by 6 3/4, and then you'll want the same sizes again for the back, but these are going to be where you write your message. So I've got the green card here, and then that one's just going to be plain and just go on that side, which should just cover. I'll just shift it across a bit, but cover that mark. And I've already stamped what I need on there, so I can stick those 4 down on the front and backs of those pieces. And then when the card's in the envelopes like this, you do see this panel. So I've just got this embossed piece. You only see it briefly, but you do want to cover that section, and that's 1 3/4 by 6 3/4. So I'll stick those 2 on the back side there. And then you could make a shaped mat and layer that does, you know, the shape of this piece, but instead I've got these 2 here. So this is a birthday card, so I've got Time to Celebrate, and then I've got that lovely design there. So you want 2 pieces, and these are, the green is 3 1/4 by 3 3/4, and then the white is 3 by 3 1/2. So they go in there. I've then got 8 pieces, which are going to go along the top and the bottom. Okay, and those measure 2 1/4 by 1 1/4, and then 2 by 1. You'll then want 4 pieces for these small ones, and I've gone back to the embossed pieces just to break up all of that green. So they're going to go in there, 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 and then that one. This will all be in my blog, but these are 1 1/4 by 3/4. And then lastly, I've got 2 pieces to go in the middle here, the same pattern paper. And these ones measure 1 1/4 by 1 3/4, and then 1 by 1 1/2. And you'll see how they go in the middle there. And then lastly, we'll do the belly band, but I'm going to get all of that stuck down, and then we can just finish the card. Everything down, it's looking really nice. So I just want to finish the belly band, but I'm going to do some stamping onto it. So this is the stamp set here, and I'm going to stamp To a Special Person. So I've just got myself a piece here. This is just the A4 length. It's just a piece of scrap, and it's by 1 inch, but you can have it as wide as you want. So if you've got a bigger sentiment that you're stamping on, then maybe you'll want to go a bit wider with that. So just fold the card down, take your belly band, and you just want to wrap that around. You want it, again, tight enough, as I always say, that it will, you know, stay there, but you also want it to be easy for the person to slide off. So I'm going to be stamping my sentiment on the left hand side. So I've got the left going over the bottom piece here. So I'm just going to grab my glue and just pop some glue underneath and just sit that one over the top. I've then cut these pieces down. These were from just left over from the patterned paper that I made. So I thought it'd be nice to have a little bit of detail on the front there. So that's what I did with that one. So just secure that one in place. And then I can take that one off. I'm just going to sit my belly band in my stamping platform, and I want to stamp this sentiment just off to the left there. And then I've got my sunflower to cover the joins, so I'm just going to pop a foam pad there and then have that one, and then I can just pop these pieces just behind. And then I've got the little bee. I'm going to have that corner there, like so. And then that's all ready to go back on the card. But what I want to do is just finish it off with some accent glaze. So I've got my accent glaze here, and I'm just going to squeeze some out and then just move it all over the centre there. And then just leave that to dry, and it will dry completely clear and just give you a really nice shiny detail. And I'm going to add it to the wings there. You can see already that's starting to glisten, and you can see how it looks on these middle ones here because that's already dry. But I'm just going to finish off the rest of these ones. Okay, so that's the finished card. So I'll just bring back in this one because this one's obviously all dry. You can see again all that lovely detail. And the belly bands, that one's sending you a smile, and then it says thank you. And then that one is the birthday one with a slightly different pattern paper there as well. I think it's a wonderful design. I think it's really striking. I think it shows off pattern paper really nice, stamped images. You can use like your Hunkydory toppers and things like that with it. I think it's just a really fun, interesting look. So hopefully you'll give this one a go. Let me know what you think. As always, all of the links to the product that I've used today will be shared in the description box below. Check out the tutorials popping up now because you might want to watch those next for some more inspiration. And if you have enjoyed the tutorial today, but you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing and hit the notification bell. And that way you'll be notified every time I upload something new. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.